Welcome, folks, to another episode of our Mass Effect Legendary series. I hope you are all well on this beautiful day, or maybe not beautiful day, depending on where you are. Who knows? Either way, let's get started here. We're going to be picking up where we left off from last time. Of course, we had just finished the main quest of Pharos, where we went and helped the colonists of Zoo's Hope fend off a Geth attack, and of course we also learned about the Thorian, an ancient plant-like life form, and we gained the cipher that allowed us to interpret, or better interpret, rather, the Prothean beacon that we interfaced with at the start of the game on Eden Prime. So that leaves us finishing Pharos and our next main quest being Noveria, but between now and Noveria we have all kinds of side quests to actually get through. And today specifically, as I mentioned last episode, we will be going through the squad-specific side quests involving Rex, Garrus, and I do believe we'll tackle Tali. So let us load our game. Alright, so just before stream, or I guess at the end of the last stream, I came down to the Normandy Engineering and made sure every one of our squad members were properly equipped with all of our recently amassed loot. So we should be up to date in the gear department. And just to quickly show you here, we should have a few skill points to spend. However, we're going to hold on to them just in case we unlock our next charm threshold in the near future doing these side quests, so we can just immediately dump in some points to our charm tree. Alright, but in terms of equipment, everyone is all equipped, we're all good to go, we have mods on everything, everything's up to date, we've got good armor, and that goes for the whole squad. And here we'll go up the elevator and get up to our galaxy map. And then once we're there, of course, we will take a look at our journal, and I'll quickly go through what is on the docket for today. And here we go, galaxy map, at our command post, overviewing the crew of the Normandy here. Let's take a look at our journal. So of course, we also have these three new side quests that we got off of the surface of Pharos, and one of them being the Geth activities, which is relevant to Tali, and that's all we'll say there. But for now, we're going to first tackle the Garrus side quest, because it's not too long. We could probably get through it rather quickly. Then we'll go on to the Rex quest, and then we'll probably start with the Geth activities. Though I think there's one side quest I would like to at least tackle today because it is relatively relevant to the Thorian in particular.
Good timing, Commander. We got transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Oh, okay, yes, I forgot about this. We have this conversation to have first.
I'll take it in the comm room.
So this happens after you have completed either Pharos or Noveria, because you can do either in any order. You don't have to tackle Pharos first like we did in, here, but once you have done that, you will get this interaction.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Now you're helping me. Alright, good. Let's see what we got here.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
Infiltration units.
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I don't have time for this. I will note, we've been largely taking the Paragon route with a lot of these conversations, and it's to build up our charm meter. But I will give credit where credit is due. There is a lot of extremely hilarious and humorous lines of dialogue that you can get Shepard to say using the Paragon option. Quite sassy, those dialogue bits are. Let's see here.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Got some Paragon points. And of course that unlocks the next major story beat, Vermeer. So you've received word that a Solarian reconnaissance team on Vermeer has information about Saren. The message was unclear and the Council fears the team is in danger. We will actually not be getting to Vermeer for quite some time because we are of course going to do Noveria first. However, as I had mentioned before even having this conversation about Vermeer, you can do these quests in any order. So you can go do Vermeer right now if you so choose. You don't need to be doing all these side quests and everything. It's totally up to you. It is an open world, quote-unquote, RPG that you can kind of tackle at your own leisure. Yes, so before we actually do any of those side quests involving our squad, we're going to quickly travel over here to the Hercules system because it is in the Attican Beta system here, or nebula, or cluster, whatever we want to call it. And here we are still on Pharos. We're going to undock and never come here again. In Mass Effect 1. That is it for Pharos. Bye.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Normandy, this is Alliance Command. We're detecting your presence in the Attican Beta cluster. One of our surveillance drones was gathering intel on Geth activities in the region when it was spotted and shot down. You need to go groundside and recover the drone's data module before the Geth find it.
So if we quickly exit the map view, we'll check the journal here. So we have a new quest called Lost Module, and of course it is in the system that we are currently in, which is why I wanted to go here so we could tackle this side quest. Alright, so we have a few planets here. Ilentania, I do believe, is the one we land on, so we'll check that one out last. Zataurus is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with high-level decks of sulfur clouds. A layer of hydrocarbons has formed deeper in the atmosphere. Vast electrical storm fronts can be seen flickering across the dark side. We get to survey it, and we found a heavy metal, a large deposit of gold on a nearby moon. Alright, always happy to take any gold we find in the Milky Way. Zathoran is a small rock planet with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of boron. No surveying this time. Sided. The proximity of the energetic star Hercules causes constant blue and violet aurorae in Sided's nitrogen-argon atmosphere. During periods of increased solar flares, the aurorae are bright enough to read by on the surface, and can be seen with off-the-shelf optics from a distance of several AU. Sided's scorching hot surface is mainly composed of magnesium with deposits of iron. A surprising variety of simple carbon-based life flourishes in a complex network of cave systems that wind throughout the crust, protected from Hercules' heat and radiation, rather. Medallion covered once we survey here. While scanning Sided, you discovered a large debris field and geosynchronous orbit. Chief Engineer Adams conducted several detailed sweeps of the area and detected a few items of interest, including a League of One medallion encased in lead molding. So we got another League of One medallion, and we have Ilentania, I think that's right, yeah? Who knows? Warning, level 1 toxic hazard. Ilentania's appears to be a world eminently suited for colonization. Sadly, appearances are deceiving. It is covered by a verdant carpet of mosses, algae, and lichen, and possesses a thick oxygenated atmosphere, but the animal kingdom is a web of microscopic symbiotic creatures. These are impossible to filter from the air and necessary for the native life to thrive. Unfortunately, they also cause anaphylactic shock when inhaled by non-native life. Ooh, that sounds terrible. In short, settlement requires either fully sealed environment suits or replacement of the entire world's ecosystem. Geez, some have proposed limited colonization at altitudes above the symbiote's range or in areas where favorable winds keep the air clean. Now, I know that the goal of the Quarians is to find a world they can actually land on and, like, reclaim for their own, or claim for their own, and actually take the envirosuits off and rebuild their immune systems. But, if they need a world in the meantime, they could wear their envirosuits on this planet, and they could probably take it because no one else is willing to, go through the anaphylactic shock or to completely replace the entire world's ecosystem. Be a good Passover, I think. Give it some thoughts, Quarians. Speaking of, we could always just take Tally, though we're not going to because last episode I think it was the Garrus Tally show. So we're going to bring with us Urdnot Rex, get him some exercise out on this planet here. And let's also take with us Cade Nolenko. Bit of biotic here between the three, or biotic trio between Shepard, Rex, and Caden. Look at that grass. I don't think there was actually visible grass in the original Mass Effect on the planets. Look at that green and blue, though. Holy crap. And that skybox. We can go into photo mode and really check it out. Neat. Alright, enough of that. Of course, we're going to save. We'll make a new save. Why not? And without doing anything else, we will check our map here. And we've got our downed recon probe, an anomaly, and some debris. Though I think we also have some skill points to hand out for our squad. Yeah, okay, quite a few skill points. Let's see here. 1, 2. Alright, there's Neural Shock. Stuns organic enemies for a few moments and inflicts toxic damage. That'll come in handy. We'll boost that up a bit. Let's see here. First aid, some more. And let's dump a bunch into lift and throw, so he's got a bit more power on the biotic side of things. And now we'll jump over to Rex. Let's see here. About the same amount of points to give out. We've got Barrier that we can boost up. I would also like to boost up Fitness, because that'll actually increase his health. You can see his health going up now. So now we have Master Immunity unlocked and full Fitness. Let's also dump some into Combat Armor, Assault Rifles, and Shotguns. And we'll dump some more into Barrier, and that will be that. And we'll just quickly save over our last save, so we don't need to do the point distribution again. Alright, let's go to our anomaly. Practice that good save hygiene, folks. You can never save too often. Don't get yourself stuck in weird spots with your saves, though. Alright, I think we're actually going to start getting to the planets where we're pushing the Mako, or putting the Mako through its paces in terms of its climbing ability, and I'll be putting my money where my mouth was in terms of relating the gameplay to Breath of the Wild climbing. Let's see here. Use your jump jets to get off. Excuse me. You can always use your jump jets to get off any ridiculously steep angles, so you can kind of reevaluate. Geez, where you are. Alright, so you can kind of see the rocks are quite scraggly and all over the place, and we're kind of going to be climbing up this mountain right in front of us here. If you approach the Mako sections without a lot of care, you're gonna have a real rough time. Because, like, you could just, try to go up this really steep piece of rock, and kind of be successful if you want to, but, like, if you keep doing that over and over, you're gonna get yourself into a tough situation. You're best to find, like, the lower inclines, I would even dare say the long way around sometimes is worth your while, rather than going through the trouble of trying to climb super annoyingly steep places. So like here, for example, I'm going up the green bits instead of the rock bits. Like here, I'll use my boost, and we'll get up it, because it's not too high. Oh, this is an interesting little spot here. This will be fun. I hope you're ready for a lot of cool exposition and some reading here. Alright. Made it. Oh, hey, Rex. We got matching armor. Alright, we'll save. And what on earth do we got here? A Prothean ruin. A giant metallic sphere just floating ominously in front of us. Recover. Alright. It looks so cool in the remaster. Oh. Mysterious globe. Okay. Alright, let's settle in for a bit of a story here. Examining the strange Prothean artifact reveals a small, irregular slot on the underside. Remembering the strange trinket you received from the Asari consort on the Citadel, you pull it out and place it into the slot. The ball explodes in a brilliant flash of white light, momentarily blinding and disorientating you. Slowly, your senses return as you wake from a deep sleep. You are alone in the forest. Though you are not far from the caves you share with the others of your tribe. There is a pain and a small lump in the back of your skull, as if a chip or flint has been forced under the surface of the skin. Leaning on your bone-tipped spear for support, you rise to your feet. A sound draws your attention upward, where a strange creature hovers high above you. It is unlike the birds you hunt by the lake's edge. It has no head and no wings, yet somehow it flies. It is a beast of shining silver, hanging motionless in the sky like a cloud. You sense it is watching you, studying you. Raising a hairy fist, you shake your spear at it in anger, and the creature rises up quickly until it disappears from view. With a satisfied grunt, you make your way back to your cave and the rest of your tribe. You fall into the familiar patterns of life: the hunt for food, the struggle to claim and keep a mate, the battles against other tribes that would claim your territory. Days roll into nights and back into days. Each time you rise from sleep, there is the sensation that you are not alone, that some other is with you, sharing all you see, hear, and feel. At these times, your hand goes to the strange lump at the back of your skull, and you remember the silver creature in the sky. The air grows colder, winter falls. You must range farther for food, clutching the furs tight against you to ward off the chill. It is on one of these long hunts that the strange bird returns. You hear it before you see it, its call a deafening roar as it descends from above, swooping down on you. A strange great eye opens in the underbelly, a glowing red orb. You try to run, but a finger of red light extends from the eye and engulfs you, and all goes black again. You wake an instant later to find yourself on Illantania lying on your back, the Prothean artifact looming above you undamaged, and your companions standing over you. They help you to your feet, puzzled. There was a flash of light and you just sort of toppled over, one explains. Are you okay, Shepard? The other asks. You don't answer right away, wondering at the implications of what you have seen. The memories of a Cro-Magnon hunter captured by an implanted Prothean data recorder. How long did the study of the primitive humans, observing them and analyzing the results at their base on Mars? Oh, how long did they study the primitive humans, observing them and analyzing the results at their base on Mars? And what, if anything, did they learn from us? I'm fine, you firmly reply, realizing this is a mystery you will probably never solve. Forget about it. Back in the day, that was one of the most extensive little write-ups you had about any kind of Prothean lore, and that set all kinds of imaginations alight. It set my imagination alight, I'm sure. Luckily, of course, we have all three games that we can actually not necessarily follow up on what we just read, but at the very least make sense and contextualize it as the series goes on. Alright, on this perch here, we're going to take a look at our map, set our new location for this debris, which is slightly to our right. But yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what we just read. What do you potentially think it means? What do you think the Protheans were gleaming from the primitive humans, if anything, or if it was just some curiosity that they had? Ooh, we almost didn't make that. Alright, so we're in a bit of a trickier spot here. Let's see if I can't... Ooh, okay. Alright, cool. We made it. Don't mind me just scaling this mountain with my vehicle. Okay. So the debris field is sort of over there where that mountain is, so we're not going to jump down. We're going to try to actually stay up here the best we can and follow the ridge so we don't actually have to do a lot of upward inclination climbing. There we go, not too bad. Oh, look at that, we even found some minerals to the left here on our radar, which of course we're gonna go grab. Gotta get those experience points. And then look, there's even like a little way up right here. The booster jets that you can activate like this, they definitely really make these sections easier. There's a lot of moments where you know you're going to make it up a... Oh, look, there's the mineral right there. But yeah, there's a lot of moments where you know the Mako can make it up, but it's going to be a slow going at doing so. So the booster jets really come in handy in regard with... oh, hang on here. That's too steep an incline. There, like that. Like that little wall like boost I just did there would have actually worked without the jump jets. It just would have taken a little more time and would have been a little more tense because you would have slightly been sliding down the mountain a little bit as you did it, but you still would have been able to do it. Jump jets just make it a little faster. Alright, so we'll save a bit, and we'll turn around and go exactly the way we came because we still have to go up the mountain. So we can actually hit this green bit up here and probably go up the entire way. Yeah, okay, so we can. But it's also interesting, actually, I should note, that the little trinket, the Asari consort, is what activates that entire bit of dialogue about the Prothean there. If you would have gone there without the trinket, you of course do not get to unlock and read that bit of text. The vistas on this planet are just beautiful. Oh, look at this. You can actually see one of the destinations we have to hit up after we hit the debris, too. It's right down here. We're going to be going down there. All right. Do a barrel roll. Just the motionless, silent Mako falling. Love doing that. Alright, we found our debris. Got some loot, and we're gonna save because I would hate to do any of that over again. Once is enough for me. We did see our next location, but we might as well mark it on a map. Oh, hang on. This over here is where we are eventually going to go, but we need to actually go this way first. So we're going to head this way. Nice landing. And look at this, we have a nice beautiful road after all that mountain climbing. If you think this planet is bad, just you wait. There are a few other ones that look similar to this. There's actually two that I have in mind. Notacrux being one of them, and the other one being in the same cluster as Notacrux. It's just one system over. I can't remember the name of it now. I think it starts with a C. I'll know it when we get there. It's ridiculous. It's just jagged rocks for days, for miles, the whole thing. But we'll wind up doing something similar to what we did on this planet, where we just like drove on a lip of a mountain. Oh look, we even have more minerals to gather. Let's get them. Probably up the mountain a bit too. Lovely, lovely. See, the thing with the unexplored planets, or the uncharted worlds that you wind up going on the Mako. Oh, actually, it's not too far. Anyways, the worlds you wind up going to, they could take anywhere from like, 10 minutes to like 30 minutes, depending on how many things there are to explore on the planet, to what exactly the quest it is you're doing on the planet. Something like that Kahoku quest that we did early on in the series there wasn't necessarily super long, but this one already is much longer than it. So it's variable depending on, or your mileage will be variable depending on what planet you land on. The thing I'm looking for, where on Earth is it? Oh, here it is. I think I just killed a monkey. Oops.
This is the surveillance drone, but where's the data module?
A monkey-like creature seems to have made off with the data module.
We're doing this the hard way.
So I think you actually gain renegade points when you kill these monkeys, because you can kill them, or you can just go up to them and search them. And I did not see them at all when I landed there with the Mako. My bad. I am usually much more vigilant. So there's all these monkey colonies you can go explore, but we're actually going to go to this one because that's the one we spotted. Now, you can go the hard way over the mountain, or you can go the long way around the road here, the way that we actually came into this little valley, which is what we're going to do. We're going to go the long way because it'll be less of a headache in actually doing it. Going up the mountain is viable, sure. But why would you do that when there's a nice, convenient road right here? And of course, those thruster jets or booster jets or whatever you want to call them, they make everything so much faster. Although there is that bit of waiting for the jets to recharge there. You can't just spam them. So yeah, this is actually one way to gain a bunch of renegade points. You can do this quest as early as you want to actually get that renegade bonus. Though I think I cannot recall if sparing all of them or any of them nets you any Paragon points. I just know killing them will give you renegade. So we're gonna save on a new spot just for fun. And you can actually search every individual monkey, though I actually, there's only one that has the lost module we're looking for, and it's always in the same spot, so we're not going to need to search any of them. We just gotta go find this one monkey. Hey, little guys. Got some locked crates. Give us some more loot. Run down this hall here. Save as much time as we can, because we're about 30 minutes in already on our first side quest. I don't think we'll be able to complete the entirety of the Geth Activities quest. Though if we do not complete it this time, we will of course finish it off at the start of our next episode. Though who knows, because like I said, landing on uncharted worlds is variable in terms of how long they each take. I do believe it's... No, if it's not this one, it's the other pathway, but there is loot here, so it is not all in vain. Ooh, there's a good pistol we just picked up there. I did see that. Where is it? It was called the Brawler. Huh. I could have swore I saw it. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yes, this tube right here that we're going to go down is where the monkey and the module are. The monkey module. Not this guy, but this guy.
He dropped the data module.
It's a miracle the data module's still intact. Joker can transmit this info to Alliance Command.
And yeah, you saw we got some Paragon points there, so you do gain Paragon points. I'm not sure if you gain less for, like, I don't know if it's like a back and forth with how many you've killed versus how many you spared. I think you just gain Renegade when you kill one. I don't know if then you gain... yeah, it might subtract from the overall Paragon you gain, though. I'm not sure. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. Okay, we've got our weapons out because I see enemies on the radar. And we, of course, are going to have Geth to deal with now. Overload the shield. Now, we are mostly a biotic team here, so we're not going to have a whole lot of tech ability beyond Caden's Overload and Sabotage, which is fine. We will get by. We do have a sniper to deal with, and that is who I would like to overload. So this is the sniper, or sorry, not overload, but Sabotage, because that way we can mitigate the potential of a sniper one hit killing us. Alright, Rex is going to throw for some crowd control, and then I'll lift for some more crowd control, and while those Geth are incapacitated, I will use Barrier as a means of defense. Oh god, and we have a Geth Destroyer now, okay? So, I'll use Carnage. We'll get Caden to use Throw, and we'll use Warp on him to increase our damage output overall, while I use Adrenaline Burst to regain my biotic abilities, so I can cover Caden's flank. Let's see here. If I throw him, and I heal, we'll get Caden back to full health, and I should have biotics to deal with him, the Geth Destroyer that is. So we can now fall back a little, hopefully, because we are largely surrounded in this moment. If we use a lift on on the Geth Sniper. Alright, we're in trouble here, folks. Let's use our shield boost. Our squad is dead. We're gonna have to fall back into the tube. Okay. Now that we've fallen back, let's use our Barrier, and then we'll use Unity.
To me!
We'll recall the squad, we'll use a Sabotage, so any Geths in these tunnels here will hopefully be overloaded, and we'll start using a Warp. Oh great, the squad is dead again.
Here it comes!
Got one grenade, let's see here. Oh great, it's Thorian gas. We're likely going to perish. Oh yeah, we've got two Geth Destroyers right here. If it was just one, maybe, but no. Not today, folks. Not today. We've got a death on our hands. Though we did save just before this encounter. So, just like we have been continuously dying almost on every mission, we'll try to be a little more careful this time. Oh, I didn't mean to throw the Thorian gas. Oops. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so I missed that throw entirely, so we'll get Caden to throw instead. We've got a Geth Destroyer again, so I'll use my pistols. Okay, hang on here. What was that? Marksman ability is what it was? Alright, we've got Geth on the left and right side here. We'll get Rex to throw one while I use Barrier. And then we'll use Caden's lift. And my lift. Alright, and while he's in the air, we'll get Rex to switch weapons to his shotgun. Alright, I got one of the destroyers before I fell too far back here. Let's see. We will use sabotage on this other Geth destroyer here. And I need a shield boost. Oh great, the door's closed. I think that door just screwed us real good. Alright, no, okay. Not too bad. I was not anticipating the door being closed, though. It explains why they weren't helping me take these enemies down. Neural shock will not work on a synthetic enemy. This is not looking good. Let's see if I can't help the team out a bit. Okay, Geth Destroyer down. One thing I'm noticing much more in the Legendary Edition, I will note, is enemies really charge at you and come at you a lot more than they did in the original. At least I'm finding that. I'm not sure if that's the developers being more confident with the actual combat system in place, so therefore the enemies are a little more confrontational or aggressive, or if I'm just misremembering the game actually. We should have another enemy here. Let's switch weapons. Alright, it's our sniper. Got a sabotage, and he's down. Shouldn't be very many left now. Oh, but they're both snipers. That's wonderful. We'll lift, and then take cover. We've got one more sniper in the back here. Biotic throw to take him down. We'll switch weapons so we can get a bit more range on our damage. There should be another one because we're still jammed. Okay, that's another sniper. Okay, we've got throw. We'll use throw for... Oh wait, no, we missed again. Okay, hang on. Try that again one more time. Alright. Sheesh. Was not expecting that to take as long as it did. But it's over now. We could have probably used a tech expert on that quest just for the extra tech ability coverage. Not entirely sure what Rex necessarily brought to that fight, beyond just the, of course, damage output and some extra biotic abilities for crowd control. I mean, the crowd did overwhelm us regardless. Taking that view one last time before we board the Normandy, or board the Mako and head back to the Normandy. Yes. Alright, we will save so we don't have to do any of that again. Alright, I was kind of expecting Hackett to say something, but I think that's just the end of that quest here. Let's see, lost module. Yep, after a long and frustrating search, you finally located the data module. Intel has been relayed to Alliance Command. Alright, checking the journal, we're now going to do Garrus's quest here. Garrus told you about his encounter with Dr. Salion, the geneticist. He regrets letting him escape the first time and hopes that you'll be able to track him down and bring him to justice. So we need to head to the Herschel system in the Kepler Verge. So that will be our next... Oh, hang on. Let me just clear these journal entries as new so they're not constantly flashing at us. And if I'm not mistaken, we did level up. So we should have an extra bit of points here. Yes, we have 4 points to spend. Let's see. Let's boost our survivability a little bit with 2 points. Maybe we'll go 3. So we have an advanced adrenaline burst. So we'll have access to our powers a little more reliably. Alright, so the Kepler Verge is where we're headed to next. Voyager, Hades Gamma, Artemis Tau, Gemini Sigma, Maroon C, Argos Rho, Horsehead Nebula, Exodus, must be this way. Kepler Verge, right next to us. Alright, so of course we will be getting to almost all of these systems. I think actually we'll touch on all of them, if I'm not mistaken. But we will do it in a order, not randomly. So here's the Herschel system. Okay. We'll check out this asteroid belt to make sure there are no rocky or metallic asteroids of any kind. Oh! We got one. Survey, we found a deposit of platinum. Okay, cool. So we've got Klobaka. Klobaka is a moderately sized terrestrial world with a hazy hydrocarbon atmosphere. Its surface is mainly composed of chlorides with deposits of solid and liquid form hydrocarbons. Interesting. We'll go to Metal now. Several attempts to chart Metal have been made, but none have been successful. By normal standards, a small rock planet, Metal has a dense atmosphere composed of carbon dioxide and argon, with a surprising amount of water vapor. Fogs and rain are common on the barren, lifeless surface. Fogs and rain. Tungal is a massive terrestrial world nearly twice the size of Earth. With a dense atmosphere of nitrogen and ethane, its scorching hot surface is mainly composed of iron with extensive deposits of heavy metals and radioactives. It is a mineralogical treasure trove, and many corporations are lobbying for mining rights. Read that small font. What do we got here? Klugon. Klugon's hydrogen-helium atmosphere is given a fairly dramatic emerald tint by chlorine and ionized gases. It has nearly 100 moons. And next to this planet, we have the MSV Fidel, which is where we are headed to find Dr. Salion, now known as Dr. R. Hart, as part of Garrus's quest here. So the Fidel is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design. In addition to the standard cargo bay, the hull has several biological research modules attached. So registry, private owner, Dr. R. Hart. We're going to board, and like he requested, we're going to bring along Garrus Vicarian. Let's see here, and why not bring Rex? So, before we get too far, we'll take a quick look at Garrus's skill tree and see if we can't boost him up a bit here. We'll max out his electronics, and let us now increase his assault training. Rex was just with us, so he should be fine, though we did level up last time. We'll wait a little bit before we actually go into his skill tree again. So there are some enemies on our radar. We'll get our weapons out, make sure everyone's equipped with the right weapon, and let's see what happens. So as you recall, Garrus had mentioned that Dr. Salion was conducting grotesque experiments on live subjects where he was growing organs inside of them for harvesting purposes, as you see here, a test subject, and selling these organs on the black market. And of course, Dr. Salion had got away, which is why we are now hunting him down. So I think we have the enemies actually noticing us now. So these are similar to the previous enemy type we fought on Varos, the Thorian Creepers. So we're going to keep our distance from them as much as we can, and also knock them onto the ground so that they don't damage us or one-hit kill us. So let's call back our squad a bit and funnel them through this entryway. See if we can't get them to come down to us instead of us go to them, because this is quite small and narrow. Alright, we'll get... Oh wait, we can't use Rex right now. We'll switch over to powers here, and let's see if we can't get a throw so he's not gonna hurt us. Alright. We'll switch to Rex's shotgun. And we'll put him right here on this wall so he doesn't block our view. And we can actually keep an eye on him so we don't let him get too hurt. Alright, so we've got more of them coming. Let's use some biotics so they aren't a problem. Okay, we should have some more. Yeah, right here. Okay. What do we have? Let's use a bit of an overload because he's at low enough health that it should do enough damage to take him out. Alright, we'll tell the squad to follow us, and we have our throw again, so we'll take him down. So again, these enemies act very similar, if not identical, to the Thorian creepers, so they give you that poison, toxic damage that can actually bypass your shields and take you down rather quickly if you do not have the proper weapon mods. Okay, so now we are looking for Dr. Salion. Yeah, kill him dead, we did. We'll go into the front of the ship first, see what we can find here. I don't think there's anything on this ship. And now we're gonna save again. Practice that good save hygiene.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Salion.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
So again, this is one of those opportunities to really kind of push Garrus and challenge his beliefs, or of course embolden and encourage him. It's up to you at which direction you want to take, but of course we're going to stick to the path we took, and we're going to continue challenging Garrus's mindset to kind of make him really think about things more than just acting before doing anything else.
It's him.
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy. Please, don't let him do this to me.
So again, here are the options. You can agree with Garrus, finish him, time to die, or like I said, challenge Garrus, which is what we're going to be doing here.
Take him in, drop him off with the military.
But we have him. We can't let him get away. Not again.
If he dies, we'll never know what he's been up to, or how he did it. We'll take him in, interrogate him, and he'll serve his time.
Okay. You're right. You're a very lucky Solarian. You owe the Commander your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
And of course...
And so he dies anyway. What was the point of that?
So the game didn't really let us see it, but he basically attacks us there, and we have to kill him anyways, but we'll tell Garrus.
You can't predict how people will act, Garrus, but you can control how you'll respond. In the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I ever met anyone like you, Commander. Well, I guess we're done here.
Salion's medical equipment is stained with the blood of many species, pale blue, violet, orange, and more than a few dark red. But his work has ended here. Time to head back to the Normandy. And there's some loot to get. We're gonna loot. Mainly for that experience point, though. But yeah, that is all of Garrus's quest. We basically just find the ship, go on the ship, and you have the option to either challenge or kind of encourage Garrus. And that will, of course, be reflective in Mass Effect 2. Your decisions will carry forward, and there will be some slight differences in what you've done. Not necessarily about anything direct, but your kind of demeanor, will be what is moved forward. The way that people talk about Shepard. Whether they talk about you being a Paragon or Renegade kind of thing, like that kind of thing will carry forward. Alright, back to the Normandy, and on to Rex's quest. Always a good time to save. Oh, I gotta check the journal. Mass Effect 1 is very, very particular about how you find information about the missions. You need to be actively checking your journal to know where it is you're going. I mean, you don't need to necessarily. You could just do it randomly and land on planets as you find them. You can do that too. But if you want to do the very specific quests and find where they are, you need to, of course, check your journal, because here we are seeing that find the Turian who stole Rex's family armor. He's hiding at a base somewhere in the Argos Row cluster. So that's about as much information you get from that. And with that, we're going to go to the Argos Row cluster. Like I said, we will get to most of these systems just at a particular time, not randomly. So Argos Row should be right over here. And we've previously been to the Hydra system. I don't know if we've actually been here. I think we were here for something. I can't remember now. But we're now headed to the Phoenix system. To find that family armor for our buddy Rex. So we got 2 asteroid belts to search through. I really do miss the twinkles on the map screen because you didn't really have to scan through the entirety of the belt. You could actually just sit and wait and see if you saw a twinkle, and if you did, go and analyze it then. Alright, here we found one. Carbonaceous asteroid. What are we going to find when we survey it? Prothean data disk recovered. During a scan of the Phoenix system asteroid field, you detected an odd energy reading that Tally determined was Quarian in nature. She led a recon team into the asteroid field, where she discovered an abandoned freighter. The team could not determine why the ship was there, but they did find a Prothean data disk on board. We'll actually probably check how many Prothean data disks we have at this point, because we should have a few. So the planet that we're going to wind up landing on, I do believe, is this one here, Tuntao, but we're going to check out the other ones first, like we always do, to see what we can survey. So we have Vebinok. Vebinok is a small terrestrial world with a thin atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of carbonaceous material, water ice, and low-density silicates. Rare but concentrated loads of light metals have been deposited by asteroid impacts. One hemisphere of Vebinok is covered by surface deposits of oxidized copper. Approximately 270 years ago, a Turian bulk gas transport was attacked by pirates in the Phoenix system. Damaged, it made a rough landing on Vebinok. The heat of the landing melted significant quantities of surface ice, and ruptured shipping containers spilled LOX across the surface. Before this evaporated and escaped Vebinok's weak gravity, it reacted to cause the widespread rust. Interesting. Light metal surveyed. We have a deposit of cobalt, so that's another light metal for us. What do we have here? Celsato is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. It has no remarkable features. Ah yes, the most memorable planet entry in the entire game. Patashi is a sun-blasted terrestrial world whose atmosphere was blasted away millennia ago by the star Phoenix. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of iron and deposits of tin. Due to its relatively low density, Patashi is tidally locked to Phoenix. Seas of molten light metals cover much of the sunward side. Tidally locked, of course, meaning that the planet doesn't rotate like our Earth does, so you have a dedicated day hot side and a dedicated night cold side. Rare element surveyed. We have a deposit of samarium. And then we have our target planet, Tuntao. And of course, you can see the picture there to describe the surface. Tuntao is an enormous, low-density terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere of methane and helium. Despite being nearly 20 AU from Phoenix, the star's great heat and the insulating thickness of the atmosphere make the surface surprisingly temperate. The crust is mainly composed of sodium and silicon dioxide with deposits of various light metals. While Tuntao is not habitable, the relative pleasantness of the surface conditions make it a popular location for small ships traveling through the Argos Row cluster to land for drive discharge. And of course we are going to land because this is the planet where we will find this old Turian general hoarding Rex's family armor. So we'll bring Rex with us, and we had Caden with us last time, but it might be fun to bring Ashley for that extra combat strength. Whoa, hang on though, we have no tech powers. Let's do Tally, that way we have an even spread across tech, biotic, and combat. Always good to be able to have tech abilities at your disposal. Unless you know exactly what it is you're getting into for a fight, you can kind of then bank all of your squad into like combat or biotic if you so choose. Alright, so we're of course saving. And we're going to quickly check our squad because we have not had Tally out yet this episode. Though I do believe she was out in Pharos on our last episode, but it doesn't hurt to check and see how many points we can give. So we're going to go 2 for electronics. Actually, you know what? Let's completely max out electronics and only put 1 more in pistols. Rex should also have some, so we should have Master Shield Boost now. And we will increase his barrier. Oh, actually we can't. We have no more abilities. And again, we're going to save, so we don't have to do it again. So, the hidden structure is actually right next to where we land with the Mako. Wouldn't it be nice, though, if we could just go to it? Unfortunately, we're going to check out almost everything we can in this game, and that includes going to the anomalies and debris, so we're going to drive all the way around this planet's surface. Just for some experience points, and to see what we can see, of course. So this planet's supposed to be pleasant. So far it just kind of looks barren and rocky and jagged and cloudy. Wonder if it'll look nice once we get up a hill. Crest a mountain peak. Again, those thruster boost jet thingies coming in handy in the Legendary Edition. It's probably... If anything, like I'm playing Mass Effect 2 on my off-stream file, so oh, actually, yeah, look at here. The horizon's much prettier. Ooh, what is this down here, I wonder? We'll save before we go. But yeah, I'm playing Mass Effect 2 on my off-stream playthrough, and I'm debating...
Going beyond the range of the operational area.
Oh, sorry, Joker. We went into the red. But I'm currently debating on whether or not I would ever play Mass Effect 2, like the original version, because the Legendary Edition is out, because there are just enough changes in the Legendary Edition that kind of make me miss the original. However, with Mass Effect 1, I could never go back to the original. This version is just, in every fashion, superior, and the thruster jets on the Mako kind of really drive that point home. It just makes it faster, makes it easier to climb. All in all, a good addition. Alright, what do we have here? Busted down car, module, and an Asari corpse. Oh, lovely. Probably going to be some Matriarch writings here. Yeah, Matriarch's writing discovered. You found one of Matriarch Dilaninga's writing on this body. It's possible the writing came from the nearby ruins. And I do believe that is the anomaly we find here, and there's nothing actually on the ruins. Though it's still fun to check out the ruins. This, of course, is Prothean, or at least it seems Prothean in design and aesthetic. Sometimes, or at least maybe one of them has loot at the top, but here we get a little view. And now onto the debris over on the other corner of the map. This is one of those areas in the original where you would have been hesitant to cross unless you were looking for a fight with a Thresher Maw. Though, like I mentioned many times, it's nice to not have, or it's nice now to have the little X marker on the map on the Thresher nests in the Legendary Edition, so we can actually tell where the Threshers are and confidently head into a fight or know that there isn't one in a specific area. Oh, we have some minerals on the radar. Let's see if we can get up there. Oh yeah, I did say we're going to check the journal to see how far along in the collection quests we are. So we have 2 Asari writings, we have 5 Turian emblems, we have 4 League of One medallions, and we have 1 Solarian ID tag. 6 out of 20 light metals, 9 out of 20 heavy metals, 6 out of 20 rare earths, and 5 out of 6 gases. Usually gases are the ones that players finish first. Yes, I agree. those graphics are quite good, eh? They're very, very pleasant for the remaster compared to the original. It's very, very fun to see the upgrade. But yeah, just finishing off there, we have 4 out of 7 Prothean artifacts. Metal, where are you? Oh, here it is. Blends in. Speaking of graphics, the metals actually look like they have texture to them now. It would be very common to find a rare metal in the original, and it looked like a giant turd, just in the ground, just this brown turd. Alright, the debris isn't too far. Let's just casually bump along and float and jump around in the Mako here. And we'll do another jump. Oh, we made it. Crash probe. What do we got? What do we got? Let's see here. Okay. Oh, failed it. Like I said, who would have thought so much Simon Says gameplay was present in Mass Effect? Thank God it's not something in the sequels. Though, it's arguable if it's better than what's present in the sequels, and I'll leave that for when we actually get there. There's always a hacking minigame. Okay, so now we can actually go to that hidden structure, all the way back at the landing zone. See if we can get to the top of one of these mountains here. Alright. It's a pretty much straight shot if we just go straight down. So, like I mentioned, I'm not sure if we would be able to actually complete the entirety of the Geth activities. Oh, whoa. Of the Geth activities quest, though we are definitely going to tackle it, and we pretty much have an hour to do so, because we're only at about the halfway point of this episode, which is where I wanted to hopefully be in and around when starting it. I wasn't entirely sure how that first side quest of the Lost Module on the monkeys was going to take. Like I said, straight shot, no mountain climbing required. Honestly, we probably should have gone this way to start with. Then there wouldn't have been all that really fun mountain climbing gameplay. I've been enjoying the resurgence of the discussions online about Mass Effect. It's been really nice seeing new players approach the series and have like their own thoughts on the gameplay and whatnot. I have also been enjoying the memes on Mass Effect 1. One of them being what the inside of the Mako must be like for all the squad members while you're just bouncing around and flopping around on the mountainside, just doing shit like this. Alright, here's the hidden structure. Hey guys. Bye guys.
That's the last of them.
Oh, we can't. Yeah, it is the last of them, don't worry. We can save now. And let's get into this structure. Why do you have your pistol, Rex? Let's give you an assault rifle. Let's go in here. So we've got me on pistol, Tally on shotgun, and Rex with an assault rifle.
My armor's here somewhere.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll find it. We'll find it. Alright, let's go. Sneak along. Doo doo doo. Don't mind me. Just here to get some armor. It's not the best idea to go this deep in with this many enemies in a room, but hell, why not? Actually, hang on. Equipment. We need to switch our ammo for our grenade. Our mod needs to not be this anti-thorium gas. let us... Ooh, incendiary, explosive, or high explosive. Let's do the incendiary. That way we get some burn damage. I'll throw it. Ah! Okay, they found us. Look at him just charging at me, surprising me like that. How dare you. Get out of here. Okay, Rex is now on the left side of the power wheel. Shotgun needs to be a bit more damage output here. Okay. Like I said, it's not the wisest thing to be this deep into like a stronghold when there's this many enemies present. So I was just having fun sneaking around, being silly. Okay, we'll use Sabotage to kind of mitigate his firing damage. This guy's right here still. Get away from us. Oh, wow. Okay, took a lot of damage. Let's get a shield boost going, and we'll come back through this main doorway. We'll switch now so Tally has a pistol, so she can get more range on her damage. Let's put Rex right here. That's Tally. Okay. Sometimes Mass Effect 1 tells the wrong squad member to go to the place that you told it to. It's a little frustrating, but nothing that we can't. Whoa, Tally! She's just bringing all the damage. Alright, we'll switch back to our shotgun. Let's see here. We've got Warp. This is Warp. Oh, he's got damage too. Alright, let's use an adrenaline boost so we can get our barrier back. And let's use Sabotage to take out his firing damage. Still at this point in the game where we don't have the best of gear, so we can't do the most damage. Like, yeah, we're in a weird, awkward stage where damage output isn't great and survivability isn't great. So it's kind of more reliant on how you tackle a situation. We're not tackling it the greatest, is kind of what I'm getting at here. As you can see from my almost dying. Alright, alright. There's just so many walls that I can't see any of them. Okay, hang on. We've got Sabotage that we can use, and we've got Lift. Let's lift them up. I need a shield, so my barrier needs to come back. Anytime now. Oh, their immunity is just ridiculous. When their health glows white like that is when they're using their immunity. You can't really hurt their or damage their health all that much. Warp and an overload. Oh, we've got a sniper shooting us, I think. Oh, now we got a shotgun guy. I bet you he's gonna kill me. So this is actually Ton Actus. This guy right here is the Turian that we are trying to steal the armor from. Which is why he's actually as tough as he is. Or part of the reason why. Okay, cool. Barrier's back. Use it anytime now, Shepard. Okay, he's almost down. Let's see what else we can do to him. Rex can throw. That'll help. Haha, Rex got him. That's kind of satisfying. Alright, now that one of the tougher enemies is gone, let's get Tally back on her shotgun so she can do more damage. This guy needs to get out of here. We'll use Sabotage on him. Oh, Adrenaline burst for our biotics again, and we'll lift him up in the air so he stops shooting us. Get our shields back. Oh, Tally's about to die. Let's see if we can help her out with a med kit. And we'll put our barrier back on. What do we got here? Biotics. Falling back just so we're not surrounded because there's quite a few of them around here right now. And he's almost down. Okay, we got him. Cool. So this guy right here is the one I was worrying about. The sniper. They can one-shot us pretty easy. So we'll take out his shields. And we'll walk over here. Though the benefit of the snipers, they don't have all that much survivability. So once you get them either sabotaged or overloaded, they're fair game. Okay, we don't have biotics yet, but Rex still has a throw that we could use. Let's see, come on. Come out of cover. There's 2 of them here. So there he is. We'll use sabotage so he doesn't shoot, and we'll use throw. While the other 2 now come out of cover. We'll use warp on one of them, and I'll use lift on the other. Okay, now the one we were dealing with first should be up and moving now. Yeah, there he is. Get him out of here. I need to fall back a bit because my shields are down. I do have a shield boost that I'll use. Oh, he shot it almost in 1 hit. That was hilarious. What do we do now? Overload. Whoa, that was a close one. Just strafing around us like we're not even here. Oh, come on, he's got like no health. Okay, cool. There's 2 of them left. Almost done. Oh, I thought I had a biotic ability. Oh well. Sabotage. Oh, it would have all been over right there if I wasn't careful. I mean, I wasn't careful, but now he's got a shotgun. Alright, let's use Carnage because Tally's right there. And all my abilities are about to come back. I don't want to use Adrenaline Burst because I could probably use a throw and then Adrenaline Burst and then another throw almost immediately after it. Let's see here. Do I have it back yet? Oh, it's like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Come on. There. Get on the ground. Alright. And then we'll lift him so when he tries to get up, he can't. Alright, that worked. We used all our med kits, but hey. And the last one. What is he? A sniper? A regular? He's a sniper. Okay. Let's use an overload for his shield, and we'll get Rex to throw him. I think Rex just missed, though. But like I said, I can use my Adrenaline Burst now, and I'll have access to throw and lift. Alright, we actually managed to do it. I was a little uncertain there for a minute. Like I had mentioned, we're in this weird spot where we're still quite squishy, and one wrong move can take you down easy. So let's loot this place and try to find this family armor. Metagel. That's handy. We got some metagel though. Some armor. What do we got here? Hard decryption. I tend to not read out the level of decryption because early on we had maxed almost all of our squad mates' electronic and decryption skills, so we can hack any level of security, whether it's easy, medium, or hard. But we have actually encountered quite a few hard decryption locks this episode alone, so that kind of shows you the benefit of not only having your electronics and decryption high for combat uses, for shield and what, like the shield capacity and whatnot, but also for all that loot and experience you gain from it. All right, the last door here. Upgrade kit, all kinds of good stuff here. Got some Polaris amps, some Metagel. Oh, all kinds of good biotic amps. Actually, these are some of the best in the game. So if we quickly look at it, Shepard is a biotic. So we've got the Polaris, Prodigy, and Savant amps now. They are quite good. This Savant amp will actually be going to Liara because she is our biotics dominant expert. Though we do have the Polaris amp, which is pretty much an all-around upgrade of our Unity amp here. So we'll take that for sure. And Rex also has a Solaris amp, but we could give him either the Unity one we just had or the Prodigy one, which I think we'll do Prodigy because duration bonus and cooldown bonus is definitely handy to have. So we'll save probably Unity 5 for Caden and Savant 7 for Liara. Alright, quickly save here. And we'll open the wall safe. Easy decryption.
This is it. I can't believe my ancestors ever wore this piece of crap, but at least I've got it back.
The whatever. Yeah, whatever. We went through all that for no reason, Rex. Oh man, that's great.
I might just be starting to like you, Shepard.
Rex touches his grandfather's armor. His expression, thoughtful, perhaps? Krogan are hard to read. Then he shakes off his bemusement and grips his gun with renewed purpose. Time to move on. Hooray! We got Rex's family armor back for him. And we're starting to be friends to boot. Aw, the blossoming of a beautiful friendship. And you've witnessed it here, folks. But now, let's get off this allegedly pleasant planet. I didn't think any moment of it was pleasant, to be quite honest with you. I mean, the game's fun. but there's nothing appealing about this place. That planet description was wrong. Let's leave. Get off this rock. And even though we did just save, we're going to be saving continuously. One thing I liked about the original version of Mass Effect 3 is the back button on your controller was a dedicated quick save button, so it saved you that many more steps just to actually save your game. Okay, so I actually need to check our journal here. The next thing we're doing is the Geth Activities quest. So files from an encrypted Geth terminal indicated that the Geth may be amassing a large fighting force in the Armstrong cluster. If true, this could be the precursor to a full-on war with the Geth. Jeez. Alright, so we're gonna head to the Armstrong cluster. Which is right here.
Message coming in from the brass at Arcturus. Patching it through.
Normandy? Admiral Hackett here. We're getting reports of a marked increase in Geth activity in the Skyllian Verge. Surveillance drones have identified Geth outposts on 4 different planets in the Armstrong cluster. We need someone to take them out.
Any more information?
Any idea what they're after?
Hard to say. They may be just gathering intel on us. Or maybe they're setting up staging grounds for hit-and-run attacks on human colonies.
Or worse. Dun dun dun.
It could be the first wave of an invasion.
Let's hope not. We need someone to investigate this, Shepard. Finding Saren is still your top priority, but you've got experience fighting the Geth. You're the logical choice to take out these outposts. We're transmitting all the locations of known Geth outposts in the Armstrong cluster to the Normandy now. Admiral Hackett out.
I will say, if this doesn't take as long as I anticipate it might, we might be able to do it all in the time window we have, but even if it goes a little over and we're close to the end, might as well do it all. But this actually should be a familiar star cluster for some of you if you know your stars, but I won't say any more than that. We'll just take a quick little look at it, and then we'll start at the very top here at Vamshi. Part of the time, I'm sure, we'll be reading these planets, though I don't think there's a whole lot of them in this cluster, or nebula, I guess. It was the Armstrong Nebula. Almos. Almos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sodium darkening its atmosphere. Alright, straightforward, I like it. Pregel, whichever you prefer, is an enormous terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and ethane. Its surface is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of aluminum. No landing has ever been attempted. Oh, well, we're gonna survey it. Turian insignia recovered. While scanning the planet Pregel, you discovered several marker buoys orbiting it. Chief Engineer Adams secured some high-res optical images of the buoys, which appeared to have been neglected for some time. Each one was marked with the Baetica colony insignia, another Turian colony. Alright, that brings us to our last planet here, Magi. Ooh, look at those twin stars. Magi orbits the Vamshi binary giant stars. Vamshi A is a blue star of spectral class A4111, which burns at half again, I think that's a typo there, half again the temperature, half again the temperature of Sol, so Sol being our star. Vamshi B is an aging red giant of class MS111, or MS, who knows, over 220 times the size of Sol. Maji has a thin atmosphere of methane and carbon monoxide. The difference in temperature between the hemispheres facing the suns and that facing deep space causes constant wind, stirring the silica and sodium dust of the surface. Unsavory characters from the Terminus systems occasionally use Maji for forms of cruel sport, dumping slaves, hostages, quarreling shipmates, or even, when boarded, vicious animals on the surface. One must kill the other before they will be rescued from the lethal radiation of the giant stars. That sounds like the Terminus systems, alright. So we're going to bring with us Tally, because these are basically her string of quests, though you don't necessarily need to, and I only say her string because they're related to the Geth, and she has a personal reason for investigating their activities. But also she's our tech expert, so why not bring her? So we'll bring Tally and Ashley, because it's been a hot second since we've had Ashley in our squad. So not only will she likely have all kinds of skill points for us to put in her skill trees, but she likely will also have some dialogue to speak, because we haven't necessarily spoken to her outside of the conversations we have with her personally after missions. So we'll save again. We'll open our map, and again it's one of those Geth outposts way at the top, but everything else way at the left or the right, or in the opposite direction. Yeah, here you go. Look at this. Compared to our skill tree, there's Ashley's skill tree. She's got 35 skill points. So let's just dump a bunch all over the place. So her combat armor, her first aid, her fitness, make her more viable in combat, her assault training, and now let's just dump a bunch into weapons so we can unlock those special abilities. Always good to have access to these specials. We'll do first aid again, and let's see here. Boost that fitness, boost that combat armor, and she's good to go, just like that, like magic. And of course, save, because I have no idea what points I put where, I just kind of spread them. Destination, the anomaly, let's go. But yeah, look at these 2 stars. Pretty wild. One of the things about Mass Effect 1 is the lovely skyboxes that you get to take a look at. We've got some minerals here on our radar, so we're of course going to check those out. And of course the variable with time will be different for each planet we decide to land on here. One will take longer than the other for sure, and who knows how quickly each planet will go, so we'll just get through all 4 of them as quickly as we can, because yes, each cluster or each solar system we saw in that Armstrong Nebula we have to land on. So there's 4 of them to get to. Anomaly's not too far now, just up this hill a little ways. Luckily we got those booster jets. Oh, we've got 2 anomalies on our radar now. Alright, so here's the first one. It should be right here. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll walk up to it here. What do we have? Turian insignia recovered. This strange-looking sensor has some ancient graffiti scribbled on it. It appears to be marked with the Edison colony insignia. And a bunch of credits and some experience points, but there's also an anomaly right here. Yeah. Right here. Almost ran it over. What do we got? An odd skull. Alright, take a look at it there. Discovery. This massive skull is scored by deflected mass accelerator shots. The xenobiology files in your hardsuit computer can't identify the species. It must have been brought here from an unknown world. So, if you recall the planet description, the Terminus System, or Terminus System pirates will often come to this planet and, play a cruel game of sport where they drop off whether it was slaves or other pirates, or sometimes animals if they were flown in to fight to the death, where the one that survived would get flown off the planet's surface. And there we go, finding a random planet, or a random odd skull on the planet's surface, kind of reinforcing that idea that there was an animal that was brought to the planet and likely killed by a mass accelerator weapon, so, a gun, like in the Mass Effect universe. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Crash probe. What do we got here? More loot, more experience, all that fun stuff. Things we can't live without.
Ready.
Yes, Ashley, I know you're ready. I was trying to get into the Mako. And save again, because never wanting to backtrack on the Mako parts is my philosophy. So the overall point of this quest, or the gameplay bit of this quest, is we're going to find these little Geth outposts in each of these systems. I don't think any of them have bits where you actually go into a bunker or a facility or anything. It's all primarily just outdoor combat. And the benefit, of course, in the Legendary Edition is that you can now do that all in the Mako without worry of having your experience points be limited because you're not on the ground and shooting and killing things with your own weapons rather than the Mako. So hopefully that will speed things up a bit in terms of time, because these fights aren't necessarily the easiest in the world, with snipers and armatures and all that fun stuff that you have to fight in these outposts. Having the Mako tank definitely helps. So we got another light metal that we surveyed there. And you can kind of see where we're going off in the distance here, right over there. And I think this is actually one of the worlds that has a path up the hill. And here we are, straight up, approaching it from the side. We're janking it like a Skyrim game. Yeah, there's a whole road and everything. You can see it right there. And of course, on this road, there are enemies. I think they are turrets. Yeah, there's also a mineral here too. So we found 3 minerals on this planet so far. Not too bad. A nice boon for us for experience and for credits. Alright, find this mineral, and we should save right as soon as we do, because that would be 2 minerals since our last save and some combat that we're about to get into. And I would not like to do it over. Alright, let's get these turrets down. Little Mako jump there. There's one. We got 4 of them, or 5 of them, something like that. Alright, 2. And the third one should be right here. Oh, we missed. Three. And 2 more will make 5. Let's see here. If you haven't noticed by now, the trick to basically dodging anything is just driving a little circle in front of it. That, or you can do the traditional Mako hop. Alright, there's all the turrets. We can actually save it again. Look at that. No backtracking on this episode. And of course our radar is jammed. And there are the snipers. So as I mentioned before, you would have probably done this on foot in the original version, so you can get that extra bit of experience points for taking out the Geth. Same goes for all of those turrets. Let's see, did he fall? Yeah, he fell. Oh god! And we should have a Geth dropship. Oh, I guess not. We just have this giant Geth Colossus fall from the sky. And of course, we'll just ragdoll him. We'll knock him down. So he can't shoot at us. And commence the bullet sponge section of this fight, where we just wait until he gets back up, run him over again. Oh, hang on. There we go. Get out of here, you. What are you doing down there? We can't really run him down when he's down there. We'll just have to take him out real slow, I guess. He's not going to do a whole lot of damage to us from here anyway. Alright, that's right, Ashley. 1 down, 3 to go. And we'll take a nice view of the vista here before we leave for the Normandy. Let us save and head back. I think all we gotta do is return. And do the same thing, rinse and repeat 3 more times for the other 3 solar systems here. So that was Vamshi, now we move on to Hong. Okay, quite a few planets here. Trigger. Trigger is a tiny ice dwarf with a trace atmosphere of xenon and krypton. The frozen surface is mainly composed of water ice and ammonia. Cryovolcanic processes are gradually repaving the surface with sheets of fresh ice. That's the second planet we've found with cryovolcanoes. Again, I think the image of a cryovolcano being really interesting and cool. What do we have here? Pamal is an enormous terrestrial planet with a very dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide and sodium. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sodium oxides and deposits of nickel. There is evidence that Pamal was once covered with broad, shallow seas. Should a probe ever be sent to the surface, a check for ancient fossil life might prove valuable. Caspin. Caspin is a classic pre-garden terrestrial world with conditions similar to those of Earth millions of years ago. Its hot, humid atmosphere is mainly composed of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. An increasing amount of the surface is covered by simple lichen and algae. Should no unexpected calamity occur, these tiny plants will change the atmosphere to the Earth-like nitrogen-oxygen mix over the next few millennia. Due to its potential for future habitability and sapient life, Caspin has been designated a sanctuary world by the Citadel Council. Landing is prohibited by law, and any disturbance of the fragile young ecosystem will result in harsh fines and imprisonment. At present, the planet is passing through the debris trail of long-period comet. So of course this is our planet we're going to land on, so we're not going to land just yet because we still have 2 more to read and survey. We have Matar. Matar, a terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere composed of nitrogen and krypton. Its frigid surface is mainly composed of sodium oxide with deposits of copper. Because of noxious surface gases, explorers are warned to use extreme caution. Matar lacks a magnetic field. This makes it useless for discharging FTL drive cores in orbit. The energetic particles of solar wind from Hong strike the upper atmosphere directly, ionizing the krypton. This gives the planet its distinctive minty green hue. You can see the minty green hue. Matriarch writings recovered. Scans of Matar revealed debris from a destroyed Asari freighter. Further scans uncovered a body, which was brought on board. Dr. Chakwas examined it, but learned nothing about its origins. Among the Asari's personal effects, however, was one of Matriarch Dilaninga's writings. One more planet to survey. Threshica is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. In the past, it was often used as a drive discharge point for pirates raiding human settlements from the Terminus systems. In 2178, the Alliance set up a network of covert sensing devices on Thessica's moons. Recordings of pirate FTL exit vectors over the course of 6 months led the Alliance Navy to 8 major pirate anchorages. Since the Threshica raids, no ships from the Terminus have ever been reported in the Hong system. Okay, and that brings us to Caspin, where we land and go find the next Geth outpost. So of course we'll take Tally with us, and might as well bring Ashley, keep it up the same squad for the quest. As we already saw, I think Caden, Rex, and Garrus all within this episode. Not Liara yet, though. Maybe we'll bring her next time. Okay, so we've got the Geth outpost on the right, but we've also got 2 anomalies. Let's see, anomaly and an anonymous signal, so we'll go check those out first. And we're not going to even bother trying to climb that mountain because there's a nice, conveniently placed road for us. Though I think we actually need to get up to the top of it to get the signal, so if we can find a decent incline, we'll go up. I say decent, and this is what I find. Okay, there's more of a better incline over here. And we'll just have to stay on the ridge here. Ooh, ooh. Oh god. Okay. We can still make it. I don't think it's down the hole. I think it's this thing. Yeah, okay, the beacon. Recover the artifact. ID tag recovered. Buried under the beacon was an identification tag for Captain Thayan. There's no indication of why it was hidden here or who buried it in the first place. I mean, convenient way to say here's this random collectible on this random planet. Mummified Solarian. So that's, I think, one of the 3 Solarian tags that you can find in the game. I think there's actually more than 3 in case you aren't entirely thorough when you play the game. They kind of, I think there's 4 or 5 of them that you can find in total. It's the same with all the metals and gases and writings and insignias. There's more than actually required that you need to find. I don't know if it's the same case like with the Keeper quest in the Legendary Edition, where they actually reduced how many you need to find on the Citadel. Like, you only need to find 20 in this version, but in the original you need to find all 21. Even though all 21 are still present in the Legendary Edition, you don't need to find them all. Just a little bumpy ride down this jagged mountainside. Do a barrel roll. Oh, well, I guess that counts. And we can save. Let's see here. The signal. You can actually see on the right on the radar that the signal actually has some enemies around it. And we can get there if we take the long way. Up the mountain we just jumped off. A little jagged, so we'll probably turn to the other side here. Alright, not bad, all the way up. That's when you can basically just spam the booster jets. Hold down the left bumper and just, every time they recharge, let it go. Those meteors striking the surface of the planet are quite loud. Alright, look at this. We've got a Geth transmitter. Oh, and some armatures. And some turrets. Oh my god. Okay, we probably shouldn't just charge in, because if you're not careful, the turrets will very easily take down your... the armatures will take down your shields quite easily. And the turrets will hit you with a rocket and hit your health quite hard if you're not careful. Alright, not bad. We're at about half shields. We can charge one of the armatures, we'll at least reduce some of the damage here. Okay, one more turret to go. Alright, we've got the turret. Let's see, now if we just charge all of these guys... The ragdoll effect. Every time. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. Whoa! Alright, so I just used some Omni Gel to repair the Mako, because her health was kind of low there, and you of course cannot shoot or use your jets when that is happening. You can see on the left a little bar filling up. Now that we have been healed, we can actually go and attack again. Didn't want to accidentally die. Here, let's finish this guy off on foot. So we'll use Sabotage to take down his weaponry, and we'll get Ashley to use Overkill so she does not overheat her weapon. Alright, cool. Took that out. So we have a Geth transmitter deactivated. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was funny. I don't think the game likes this place. Discovery. The Geth array is transmitting regular data bursts on an encrypted channel using the Alliance's own FTL convoys. It's not clear where the data is being directed, nor the content of the signal. Turn off Geth comm. There we go.
I'll follow.
Alright, the game just being weird. Alright, we'll save because I don't trust anything Mass Effect 1 does, ever. Geth Outpost is our next destination. Let's try not to jump too far off this mountain cliff. Oh wait, that actually might be it right there. There's a little orange light that I saw. Hang on. Right here. Oh no, that's a mineral. That's totally something we can go survey. Let's go get it. Let's just jump off this mountain. Screw what I said. That went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. We just went nose down. Didn't take any damage really. Actually, no, we have a little tire damage. The make is so stupid. Okay, what do we got here? Gold. Heavy Metal. That's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, go check out Heavy Metal. It's old, dated, a little, rather dated, yeah, but check it out. Heavy Metal, man. Ooh, I really like the reds in the skybox to contrast the greens here on the surface. Looks like we got a bit of a road to lead us to our next destination. One thing, you know, that I don't like about spamming the booster jets is that you constantly have to listen to the booster jets. That noise right there. It reminds me actually of another BioWare game, but well after Mass Effect 1. In Dragon Age Inquisition, you can have a mount, so like a horse, and there's different kinds of mounts. So you can have like their version of like a deer, and like you'd have different species of animal for a mount. But anyways, there's one, I think it's called the Heart. A Heart, H-A-R-T, in Dragon Age Inquisition, that every time you get it to gallop faster, it just does this shriekingly high-pitch like yell, and it's so piercing to the ear, especially when you have headphones in, that you never want to hear it. So why would you ever get the thing to run? And then but like, why would you ever have it as a mount and you know, you ask yourself that, but it's because they're one of the cooler mounts to begin with. But yeah, that's what the thruster jet sound reminds me of, where it's just constantly a sound effect you have to put up with. Oh, here comes a Geth ship. Look at that thing coming in hot. What are you bringing? Oh, we gotta take out the ship. This is cool. Take out this Geth ship. Get out of here, you. Oh, look at all the Geth on the ground, too. Get him. Alright. Oh, even more. Here, let's get the ship.
We're halfway to driving these synthetic bastards out.
We can take the rest out on foot. Let's see here. Tally will use sabotage. Actually, you know what, Tally? Use AI hacking on one of these guys here. There we go. Look at that guy run for us. I love AI hacking, it's so fun. Look at them. Alright, that's all of them. That's 2 out of 4, I think? Yeah. Oh wait, hang on. I see a mineral. I see a little mineral in the sand. Oh, way down here. Okay, okay. Oof, God. Alright, we made it. There's the mineral. Awesome, awesome. Rare metal surveyed. The parking job is very nice. Alright, back to the Normandy. The save. We are on to the next system of planets in the Armstrong Nebula in our pursuit of quashing this Geth offensive. So we have Tereshkova, where we're heading next. It feels fun to say. Wow, lots of planets. And an asteroid belt. Oh, what do we got here? Carbonaceous asteroid. We're going to survey this, and we've got a medallion recovered. While scanning the asteroid field in the Tereshkova system, you picked up some anomalous readings. After some daring maneuvering by Joker, our pilot, a small team was able to recover some debris from one of the larger rocks. Among the items discovered was a League of One medallion. Woohoo! Always can use a medallion. Alright, so we've got lots of planets to get through. Hunsarla. Hunsarla is a small hydrogen-helium gas giant. It has unusually large amounts of nitrogen in the upper atmosphere, which glow purple when ionized by the solar winds, as you can see by this lovely image here. Hunsarla's convenience as a place to dump drive charge has left its orbit littered with debris dumped overboard by visiting crews. We got another planet over here. Sol Marlon is one of Tereshkova's 2 outer worlds. Significantly removed from the rest of the system and with unstable elliptical orbits, it is thought that they have formed within 3 AU of the binary stars and were hurled outward due to the instability of such an orbit. Sol Marlon is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with significant quantities of sodium in the upper atmosphere, giving it a distinctly gray color. It was distinctly gray. Mawinar is the second of Tereshkova's outer worlds. It is essentially a rock of unremarkable ores with some deposits of water ice, but no minerals of value. The frozen surface is composed of silica. Like the gas giant Sol Marlon, it is thought that Mawinar formed too close to the Tereshkova stars and was thrown outwards by gravitational effects. Computer models suggest it will be ejected from the system in a few 100,000 years. Interesting. It is pretty far out there. What do we got here? Thygis is a terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and krypton. The surface is mainly composed of silicates with deposits of carbon. Thygis has a low mass for its size and is tidally locked to the star Tereshkova A. The temperature difference between the sunward hot pole and the dark side cold pole create constant gale force winds across the Terminator. Ooh, that would be really cool to see. Heavy metal surveyed, large deposits of mercury. We've got another planet here. Patamalrus. Patamalrus's atmosphere is very similar to Venus in terms of pressure and temperature. Unlike Venus, however, Patamalrus's atmosphere has a significant quantity of oxygen, both free and bound in sulfur dioxides. The surface is largely composed of magnesia with deposits of carbon. It is possible, if unlikely, that simple life may be developing on Patamalrus. Computer modeling suggests that the powerful solar winds from Tereshkova's star will blow off Patamalrus's atmosphere in a few million years, lowering the temperature on the surface to below 70s. Heavy metal surveyed, we found a deposit of iridium. And I think that leaves us with our dockable planet, or the planet we can land on, Antibar. Antibar is a cold terrestrial world with an atmosphere of methane and argon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of iron with deposits of magnesium. The world has been noted as a possible target for long-term terraforming. If the atmosphere could be increased to the thickness of Earth's, the global average temperature would rise by 10 degrees Celsius. Antibar's combination of low temperatures, high-speed surface winds, and low visibility make it dangerous to explore on foot. Actually, I will note one thing right now. The fact that this game, or all of the Mass Effect games, are made in Canada is one thing I really appreciate with regard to the writing, because they say things like Celsius. Now, I'll grant them that they use the American spelling for words like armor without the U, so it's A-R-M-O-R. However, they do use a lot of more traditionally Canadian ways of saying and spelling things, and I love it. You don't see it a whole lot in video games, and I love it. Again, Tally. Let's bring Liara. I had mentioned bringing Liara for at least a mission, so this way we have at least every single squad member out once this episode. Get a whole bit of variety for our crew there. Give some of them a rest after the missions they were on. Give Garrus some time to reflect. You know? We'll save. Also gives Rex some time to reflect, I guess. We did level up at one point, but we'll hold off on that for now. So this this planet's laid out a bit nicer. We have the Geth outpost near some debris we have to find, and the anomaly not being too far to our left. My audio is cutting out. Let me quickly fix that. Okay, so I got my audio working. I've got my map marked. We're headed to the anomaly on the left. Now, my memory is not necessarily the greatest with all of the planet surfaces, but I don't necessarily think we're going to get away from this anomaly without a fight, is what I'm thinking here. We may have to... Yeah, that's what I thought. Here we go. Thresher Maw, baby! I think this makes 5. I think this is our 5th Thresher Maw. Alright, here we go. Take down the tendrils, the tentacles, and not die in the process. Oh god! Alright, 2 down. Only 2 tentacles left, and that Thresher is hot on our tails. I can hear him. Oh, there he is. He's kind of far away from us. Oh, what a weird spot for that thing to be in. Alright, there we go. Get away from him and do our little trick of driving in a circle. Because driving in a circle is the best way to avoid any kind of damage. Because they shoot where you're headed, not where you are, so if you immediately change where you're headed, they'll shoot where you were. Alright, Thresher, bring it on. So we'll turn and like that. Oh, tentacles are back. Oh god, right on top of one. I like when they're clustered together like this, because you can almost hit two. Yeah. Hard to see with the white background of this planet's surface, to be honest. And I'm really kind of bummed that we hit the Thresher Maw, because the Thresher is definitely going to run our time a little longer. Which is unfortunate, because we're kind of close to completing... Well, I'd say kind of close. But we'll see how much longer this Thresher Maw fight will take us. He's less than half health left. He keeps going underground, though, and using his tentacles to hurt us. Oh, that tentacle really got us good. Few more. One more. Oh, come on. There we go. Ooh, he's getting some good shots in on us. It's almost down for the count, though. We're almost there. Fights are so much more daunting in the Legendary Edition. I love it. Really drives home the danger you face with the Thresher Maw. Oh, he got us real good. I think we got him. Yeah, we did. Alright. And there is no better time to save than after a Thresher Maw fight. You can see there, right in the radar to the right of the anomaly we're in front of, the little X, and that's the indicator for the Thresher nest. It seems like the Thresher had some visitors before us here. Where's the anomaly? The wreckage. Examine. Discovery. The vehicle and the human corpses show the telltale signs of Geth weapon fire. The Geth have been mangled by the Thresher Maw. At least they get what was coming to them. Hey, fair enough. So the Geth got the humans, and the Thresher got the Geth. It's the circle of life. We've got another little Prothean rune here. This is very similar to the structure we saw on Elentania, but no silver sphere this time. However, we can still recover it. Prothean data disk recovered. Searching the ruins, you discover a Prothean data disk. It must have been dropped by one of the Thresher Maw's many victims. I actually don't know how many more Thresher Maws there are in the game after this. I think I mentioned that the last time that we fought a Thresher, that I didn't know exactly how many were in the game, though 5 of them seems like in and around the ballpark of what I remember. I'm going to quickly heal us here with our Omni Gel. So you can actually see at the bottom left we had 99, but now we have 96. I do believe that when I was equipping all of our squad mates off stream with the proper gear to kind of match their levels, I had also reduced a lot of things to Omni Gel. Not enough, it seems, though, because we're down to 96 now instead of 99. But we will be requiring quite a decent amount of Omni Gel for one of our story beats, but also a side quest that will be coming up in a few episodes, likely before the story beat we even get to. So we'll probably need in and around a couple hundred bits of Omni Gel, just to save us some time, because, you know, that Simon Says game is only fun so many times that you play it. Speaking of which, there's one right here. The only frustrating... Oh, crap. I would fail it after lamenting about how, you know, fun these little mini-games are. Oh, look at that. We currently have 250 items, so we're nearing our 300 item capacity, which is when I would turn a lot of things to Omni Gel. But as I was saying, one of the annoying things about this little spot here is you actually can't see your radar, and you're going to have to go off of general directionality navigation here. Go north and see what we can find. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Alright, so we're not climbing this. We're just we're just chilling up here on this mountain. There's a little entryway right here. So this can be one of the trickier ones if you're not careful because of the snipers and the armature. Or actually, is it an armature or colossus? It's a colossus. And that's why it's a little tricky. Alright. It's much trickier in the original if you want to get that extra experience points because you gotta take all of these Geth sniper and rocket troopers out on foot while also contending with that colossus. Though it isn't too bad in the Mako because our shields really absorb a lot of the damage, as you can see. So you can just kind of hang out. I mean, if you really want to, you can run the armature over and negate his damage output too. We've got more Geth right here. And then, of course, the armature. Now, our shields are almost out, so we're going to want to keep the armature staggered as much as possible. Yeah, and that would be why right there, because he just took out a lot of our health in like one hit. So we're actually going to heal, just because I don't trust the Mako or this game with regard to it killing you immediately. But you actually can do things like get out with your squad and then activate something like sabotage so he actually can't hurt you. And that way he won't shoot. Though I don't think sabotage works very great on Colossus enemies. They're just massive bullet sponges here in Insanity difficulty. There, we got him. But there should be a Geth dropship. Yep, here it comes. So we're not taking out the ship this time, we're just taking out the reinforcements. So there's actually two Geth primes here, which is the larger of the mobile units of the Geth, and they take out your shields quite quickly if you're not careful. But they're also a fun enemy to take out on foot if you so choose to go that way, because biotics work on them much more than an armature. And of course we leveled up one more time. Alright. We're going to save. And we are, of course, over time at this point, though what I have decided we're going to do is, seeing as this is the third world of the Geth activity quest, there is one more left on our Armstrong Nebula screen. So we've done the top 3 here, and we have this last one, the Gagarin system. So what we're going to do is complete the Gagarin system quest, but I'm actually going to end after the Gagarin quest, and I'll explain why once we finish it. So that means we're going to have to read these planet descriptions and survey them, and we'll have the uncharted world to explore, and this last Geth outpost will be our last thing we do today, and when we return to the Normandy, we will be ending the episode. And again, I'll explain a little further once we've finished the quest here in the Gagarin system. So let's start here. Solgarus is a small terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. The frigid surface is mainly composed of water ice, which can be plainly seen in the bottoms of recent craters. The dark coloration of the surface is caused by a carbon and ferrous material pushed up from the denser core by cryovolcanic processes. That's the third planet we've seen with cryovolcanoes. Let's check this planet out. Anti-Rumgon. Anti-Rumgon is a small rock and ice planet with a trace atmosphere of methane and ethane. The frozen surface is mainly composed of carbon with deposits of calcium. Anti-Rumgon has been used as a crude anchorage for Terminus pirates for many years. The shells of temporary dwellings blasted by Alliance frigate patrols dot the surface. But always, the pirates return to ground their ships' drive charges, chip out some water ice, and trade slaves and stories. The deeper layers of Anti-Rumgon's interior are semi-liquid slush. Due to the presence of methanol, it is thought that bacterium in the deep core creates this natural antifreeze. Some species of Terminus pirate drill through the ice crust to recover this natural alcohol. Look at that. Anti-Rumgon, the distillery planet. Deposits of cobalt is what we found here. So that's 2 planets that we've explored so far. I think there is... Oh, this is the one we're landing on, so we'll quickly skip through this one and read the other planets. Junthor. Junthor is a large terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere of carbon dioxide and chlorine. The surface is mainly composed of aluminum with deposits of nickel. Surveyors found the ruins of a technical civilization near the equator, evidently the colony of an ancient spacefaring race. The ruins had subsided to almost nothing, merely wind-hollowed husks of arcologies and other megastructures. In the center of the ruins was a single column whose inscriptions defied translation for several centuries. When Asari linguists finally managed a translation, the elaborate relief carving said merely, quote, "Walk among these works and know our greatness," end quote. The crude scratches on base of the reverse side said, quote, "Monsters from the id," end quote. And that's one of the things I love the most about Mass Effect, actually, is these one-off lore dumps about some ancient species and it leaving some kind of trace of their civilization through weird, ominous means. What do we have here? Matriarch writing discovered, or recovered. Scans revealed a wreckage freighter orbiting one of Junthor's smaller moons. A recon team found no sign of life, but they did recover one of Matriarch Dilaninga's writings. Always good to have one of those. We have Prussia. Prussia is a relatively small hydrogen-helium gas giant with large amounts of hydrocarbons in the middle layers of the atmosphere. When the Krogan rebellions ended 3 millennia ago, the Turian chief of naval operations, a distinguished soldier named Mercury, declared his immediate retirement. He disappeared into what was then uncharted territory. It was only 200 years ago that his ship was found on the surface of Prussia's largest moon. It had landed gently and been deliberately shut down. Of Admiral Mercury, however, no trace was ever found. Interesting. Sounds like a Turian general regretting his decisions and actions during the Krogan rebellions. Going for a nice, quiet end to his life there in this system. What do we have here? I can't even try. Raingree. Raingree is a small, barren terrestrial world. While it possesses a reasonably temperate climate and number of useful resources, no mining corporation is willing to risk investment. A rogue planetoid, dubbed VATS by the initial Solarian survey team, entered the system approximately 10,000 years ago and was trapped in a decaying orbit around Raingree. It is nearing the end of its slow spiral inwards. Earthquakes and cyclonic windstorms are increasingly common on Raingree. Within a few hundred years, the planets will rip each other apart. Some Asari travel consortiums have already announced sponsorships for cruises to observe the spectacle. Wouldn't that be cool? to go onto a ship and observe the spectacle of 2 planets cannibalizing each other in orbit? Things that only exist in sci-fi writing. Alright, so we've got Tally. Let's bring Ashley Williams with us to get herself some revenge on the Geth who destroyed her squad on Eden Prime. I like to think Geth has a personal vendetta against the... Sorry, I like to think that Ashley has a personal vendetta against the Geth in Mass Effect 1, at the very least. Alright, so here we are on the planet's surface with lens flare galore. We'll save, of course. And we'll check our map out. So what do we got here? An anomaly, smack dab in the middle, our overrun research outpost. So actually, this is the one planet where we will be going into an outpost rather than fighting exclusively outdoors. So we have debris as well. So, because of the layout of this, with the outpost being in the middle, I'll go to the anomaly first, then we'll hit the outpost, and we'll just go to the debris at the end. I like to do the side stuff before the main thing, for the most part, on these uncharted worlds. But, you know, I won't do unnecessary backtracking if need be. So you actually see here, this planet is extremely close to the current planet we're on. The skybox shows what the description kind of outlined, that the planets were kind of orbiting each other in a doom spiral. So that's why it is so close to us in the skybox here. One thing that's really nice too is that when you land on these planets, when you read the descriptions of them, you get a sense of why the design is the way it is for a particular planet. Here we actually have an anomaly on our radar that was not on our map screen that we're going to check out first. So that's right here in front of us now. But yeah, so when you land on this planet, you can actually understand why there's a giant-ass orange planet in the skybox. Alright, we've got a crate here. What is inside? Again, our ammo is pretty near full. Oh, I missed the message there. Hang on, let's see what it says. Nah, I missed it. Oh well. I think it was just indicating that this is an abandoned facility. And then just added it to our map, and then we're going to go to our new destination, or our previously marked destination here just above this mountainside. But yes, again, this will be the last thing we do on today's stream. We will, of course, pick up where we leave off, finishing the Geth Activities quest, because this is not the end of the Geth Activities quest, even though our squad members have been saying, only one more outpost to go. In fact, there is more to do after this, and I will speak of it when it is relevant, but yes, we will be picking up there on the next episode, and finishing the Geth Activities quest. And the very next thing we will be doing after the Geth Activities quest is going down below deck and speaking to the 3 squad members that we had helped out. So that means we'll talk to Garrus, we'll talk to Tally, and we'll talk to Rex. And they should have something new to tell us, or at least talk about. Medallion recovered. This downed pod contained a League of One medallion. Its owner is nowhere to be found. Actually, if we check our journal here, League of One medallion. We have 6 out of 10 and 2 out of 3 ID tags. Okay. And the Geth Incursion quest is saying eliminate all 4 Geth outposts, which is why I've been saying 4 this whole time. I know I didn't read it from the quest directly. Yes. Alright, so Overrun Research Outpost is where we're going next after we save. This planet isn't too bad in terms of being jaggy and hard to climb and maneuver around. It's not too terrible. I'm very much looking forward to tackling Notacrux and its sister planet that you can land on that is very similar to it, that also is absolutely terrible. Look at this convenient little road and all these little markers for us here. Like they're expecting company. What are we gonna find up here? Not ominous at all. Oh, we got some metals that we can recover. I think, yeah, we'll do that first. I was gonna say we could do that once we do the research outpost, but oh, you know what? It's way down there. Yeah, we're gonna do it after the research outpost. Doing it first. Alright, we've made it. So, there are all kinds of dragon's teeth everywhere, and if you do recall from Eden Prime and a few of our side missions, these things turn humans into husks. So, let's see what kind of mischief we can find in this facility. Alright, we've got a shotgun equipped for both myself and Tally, and we've got an assault rifle for Ashley. Let's see here, we've got a weapon locker to decrypt, we have a storage locker. Just what we need, more loot. I am definitely going to have to go through our inventory off-stream because we have currently 254 items out of our 300 capacity, but we're also, as you just saw from the thing we just looted, we're unlocking pretty high-end weapons now. So another reason I like to do these chunks of, or these quests in a chunk right after Pharos and before Noveria is because you start to gain more levels. So we're at level 21 now, which is the legendary equivalent leveling system. So we're not using the classic system that goes from 1 to 60. We're using the new one that goes from 1 to 30. So we're at 21 out of 30. Which is much higher than it was when we were doing, say, last episodes or 2 episodes ago content on, like, the moon, Earth's moon. So when we equip stronger weapons, we should be much more viable and shouldn't be dying as much. But we do have a bunch of husks here to kind of talk about dying. Hopefully we don't die from this fight. Yeah, look at that. Barrier gone. Half health gone. Alright, we are going to fall back and get everyone to come to us. Okay. Let's see. Liara might have been a good option for this particular quest because of the husks. She would have been able to been on crowd control with her biotic singularities. Alright, so we got health back up. Let's see here. Let's activate Adrenaline Burst for Ashley so she can activate her shields again. So Ashley's got shields. We have 3 grenades, which will come in handy actually right now. Alright, knocks them down. And we'll activate our shield and we'll call the team back a bit. And our biotics are about to recharge here. There's one. And if I can... Alright, this guy's on the ground, so we don't have to worry about him too much. Let's use Overload and Warp. And we'll switch... Oh, actually, no. Fuel Grenade, I guess. He just went straight up in the air. That was good. That was good. So, I did warn you there would be husks. I did say that. Because the presence of dragon's teeth often means there are husks nearby. Dragon's teeth also is just what humans call them, mind you. It's not what they're just called. But we'll call them dragon's teeth. Alright, so we got more husks. Alright. Get rid of those shields. The other one's up now. Yep, here we go. Let's see if I can't knock him down with something. Oh, I missed. Alright, and now they're flanking us from behind, which is always fun. Sarcasm, of course. Adrenaline burst, and we'll get our biotics back, so we can throw him over the table. Oh, God. We'll get Tally to use Carnage, and we'll also use a Carnage. So there's one. And now we'll activate Carnage as well, and use it on this fellow. And we took him down. Okay, so there's a crate to open, but there's also enemies. Heavy armor for Human Guardian. Okay, we got a Polaris amp as well. Yeah, sorry, there are enemies on our radar kind of back the way we came, so the fighting is not done yet. Ooh, Heavy Armor Colossus 7 Human. Actually, we might want to equip that right now on Ashley. Look at this difference here. From 30 damage protection to 76. From 195 shields to 360. And 8 tech and biotic protection to 12. Yeah, we're throwing that on her. And look how badass that armor even looks in the first place. Colossus armor is actually some of the best armor you can get in the game, and I'm very surprised I just found some right now. In my off-stream playthrough, I did not get any Colossus armor until the near end game. There's a bit of... and there's even this DLC mission, Bring Down the Sky, that we will get to as well. that you can get Colossus armor as a reward. You can choose to get that. It's usually where I get Colossus armor in the game, but that was pretty cool to find some heavy armor right here in this innocuous side quest on some random planet about the Geth. Speaking of, we gotta save because we can, and because there's a fight on our hands right here. A bunch of Geth. Oh god. Okay, here we go. Let's call back our team a bit. Let's see here. Let's activate our barrier to absorb some of this damage in case a sniper actually does manage to land a hit on us. We've got a destroyer right here too that we're going to need to deal with. So I'm going to activate my adrenaline burst just for the access to the biotics, so we can throw him, or lift him. Alright, now that the Juggernaut, at least I think that's what it was a Juggernaut, is dealt with, we can focus on trying to get these snipers. So let's hack one. Alright, so there we've got Tally hacking one, that'll draw some of their attention. Okay. Take cover here. We don't use cover a whole lot. We should probably realistically use it more. This is, at the end of the day, still a cover shooter with RPG elements. I mean, it's much more evidently a shooter in the sequels? Or sorry, a cover shooter in the sequels. Here I'm trying to not die and also explain something. Alright. Let's get Ashley right here. Oh, good thing we had barrier activated. That sniper did land a hit on us. Good thing we used it when we did. Alright, shield boost, get it back. Let's see here. Tally, use an overload, get rid of that Geth's shield. And we've got one more, it's a trooper. Let's see if we can't get him good. Alright. So that is this Geth outpost. We will run out, and I think we'll have a bit of dialogue to encounter here. Oh, no, we have more Geth! Get into the Mako, hurry! Oh god, we're surrounded. It's an ambush. Alright. We can do this on foot. If we got one of them hacked. Alright, we got him hacked. We're good. Let's activate our barrier. Get that Geth out of here. Alright, let's see. There's a sniper on the far end. Okay, hang on. Let's get this sniper out of the way so he can't get us. Alright, sniper's down. That leaves the shock trooper. We'll get Carnage, and we'll also activate our own Carnage here. There we go. We'll activate a shield boost, get some more defense. And why not warp while we're at it? I think there's actually one more Geth that we threw off a ledge. Yeah, you can see him on the radar in the Mako. Well, we gotta go this way anyway, so let's go say hi to this buddy.
I'm surprised. I figured one of these outposts would be the main base of operations for this incursion.
Hold on. This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside this star cluster.
It's gotta be the main base. We can use the signal to lock onto its location and go take it out.
And that is what I meant by there's still more to this quest, so we need to then go eliminate the main Geth base in the Geth bunker in the Grissom system, which is now accessible to us on the galaxy map screen, as it previously wasn't even available. And as I mentioned earlier in the episode, the familiar cluster that we were in, the Armstrong Nebula, actually was showing the, whichever you prefer, the Big or Little Dipper. That's the star sign that we were looking at there, and we've now unlocked the last star of that 5-star sign. So we got our minerals that we can now investigate. Oh, hang on here. Let's actually mark the debris. But now we have the minerals, thorium deposit, and oh crap. Of course, once we go and get our debris and dock back with the Normandy, we are going to be ending this episode of our Mass Effect Legendary series, and we will be picking up with this quest on the next episode. We will go to the Geth bunker and finish this line of quests, as there are 5 uncharted planets that you really have to go to finish it. And then after that, we will then go speak to our squad, as I had mentioned before, and ask them about their respective thoughts on their individual quests. And then from there, we will do a handful of side quests, as we still have a bunch of them to complete before we embark on our next story beat on Noveria. So I'm thinking probably 1 to 2 episodes of pure side quests before we actually do Noveria, because I would like to start an episode focusing on Noveria proper, so there are no side quests before we go to the planet. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes in the next few episodes. We're getting there, though. After this, and then getting to Noveria after these side quests, we have completed actually a majority of the game. Not necessarily the majority of the story, but a majority of the game. Alright, so we're going to go back to the Normandy, and that will actually be it for me today. I hope you are all well, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.